We will then subsequently go and turn the power back up. I think I'll actually maybe turn it to max like that. Woo! Okay, maybe not quite. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Scrap Mechanic with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our beautiful little base out here. I've done a bit of work in between episodes, actually gathering a good bunch of resources, getting a few things ready for today so that we can hopefully continue work on this very new vehicle, maybe even getting to a driving state today. I've also been farming a whole lot. You can see that I've also been killing a whole lot, and we've also, with me wasting one potato, as you can see, ran out of potatoes, which is absolutely incredible to me, because if we check in this chest out here, I'm sure you'll remember what was in this. There was countless stacks of potatoes in this chest, and they are all gone. I've got no clue what's happened. I'm quite confident that I did not use all of these, but I've got not a single potato remaining. I checked literally every single one of these crates out here, and there are no potatoes in them. I even checked the crates on other vehicles, none to be found anywhere. I've got absolutely no clue what's happened there. So unfortunately, we're very, very lean on those. And while I have grown a bunch here, aside the pineapples that I'm of course working on, that's still a bunch of an annoyance, and, well, we're gonna have to live with it. If anyone knows why those disappear, is there, like, maybe some date by which they expire or something, please let me know down below in the comments. Would very much appreciate that, but one way or another, that really does suck quite a lot. Unfortunately, we'll have to go and actually regrow all those. With that said then, real quick, just if you happen to enjoy the episode, make sure to hit that like button, please. And if you're new around the channel, also please consider subscribing right down below. I've said it a lot now in the last few episodes. We have a bit of a very ambitious goal of actually reaching 1K subscribers before the end of the year, which is, well, quite a stretch. So every single one will absolutely crazily help out, and, well, if you do happen to click that button, I really appreciate your support. That said, that's out of the way, though. First things first, we do expect another wave coming in here at us in about 4 hours, and I hope that the potatoes are going to be ready for that, because, of course, I do currently not have any ammo, which actually came back to be an absolute pain for me just a few seconds ago before I started the episode, because apparently some butsies were following a walk or something. I was literally just standing there, and I looked out the window, and suddenly there was 4 hay bots and a toad bot just all looking at me, and I was like, oh boy, they saw me, they ran after me, and I just ran out of the flat before they could destroy anything. Luckily, I somehow survived that. Like, usually without actually being able to use the gun, it's not really likely to survive that, you know, because, well, I mean, those guys are really painful. The hay bots, if you have more than one, they just push each other into you. Somehow I managed to spread them out. You can see the remnants of that. And they even took my vehicle with them. Like, this little old thing that we had going for us previously was just, like, all the way out there after I looked up. I've got no clue what happened there. Anyways, just a little side story right there, I guess. We are actually rather low, I have to say, on hydration, and I would like to make sure that we actually get some burgers going, because otherwise we're going to waste our tomatoes like crazy. So what we're quickly going to do is we're going to go and feed this little guy out here, give him a bit of food to hopefully get out a wok milk or two. I did get a bunch of corn, I have to say, in between episodes, just accidentally driving over them and stuff, and I always made sure to just pick every single bit of that up that I could. And do I actually need 2 wok milks per burger? I may. We're going to go and quickly make 1 burger, because as you can see, we're very low in hydration. We should have some tomatoes in here, which indeed we do. And we're going to go and get that cooked ASAP before we actually die, and then we're going to go turn towards the vehicle stuff. Now, that said, we do seem to have a spare one out there, and you can see we've got a bunch of other things, like some fancy new wheels in there. And we're missing potatoes. Of course we're missing potatoes. We're totally out on potatoes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, the good news is I've got one burger, so we can quickly eat that for the time being and just hope that the potatoes are at least going to be ready for the raid. We're going to go and pick up whatever else that Woxie left us in terms of wok milk. And we're going to go pick up the potatoes, which are all ready to go for us. I'm kind of just stacking these arms up there at this point, because honestly there's so many massacres going on. I just don't want to keep running back and forth all day. Was that a full stack already? No? Ah, I don't have space for seeds. Yeah, is there anything I don't want? Wait. Yeah, I've also been collecting some cotton, because of course we do want to actually make a seat from that, so that of course being the reason right there. Okay, I'm gonna need to actually tidy up my inventory real quick. Let's go and do that for one quick tiny second and actually just dump a few things that we don't need, which I suppose there is not really much of any of that. Gonna just dump a stack of that. I don't know, like, we're out of space. We really, really badly need some chests. I've been saying it for a bunch of episodes now, but we do need to take care of that. That said, got 75 potatoes out of that, which is a start, I guess. Not the craziest amount in the world, but something we can work with. We've got half an hour. We're not going to be able to really get anything done before then. So I'll place like a teeny tiny minor cut right here, and we'll see each other when the bots start running at us. Alright, here we are. It's not time yet, so I'm confused, but they're here. So... Ooh, where do you come from now? Frickin' sneaky boy. Oh boy, that's not good. Leave that alone. Thank you, sir. That's a lot of bots. I can very much assure you that I have waited one night for this raid to happen, but that was like... What? Was that 4 hay bots? No, that was 3, right? I mean, I guess the pineapples are just a lot of value, even if I just stack up 10 of them, so... It is what it is, but we don't have any space to pick any of this up. The pineapples are going, though, so that is beautiful. We're going to make sure to re-water them now, before the same thing happens to us that happened previously. Actually, it has already happened. You can see they're kind of out of water. So good thing that we went out to do that. Maybe we can get them. I don't think we can get them finished before the next raid gets triggered, but that is what it is. We do, at the very least, have a bunch of potatoes to work with, and also a bunch of potatoes to work with in terms of making us another burger or two and sustaining ourselves for a while longer. But, God, yeah, I think we really are going to go, or I am really going to go and collect some glue in between this episode and the next one to get a few more chests, because this just doesn't work anymore. That said, we do theoretically have a bunch of cotton that we could use to quickly, and I would actually be rather inclined to do so, just open a few more garment boxes, you know? A bit of a garment box lottery has always been quite fun. That said, you can see that I did actually make that very seat we were talking about in the last episode, so let's just quickly plunk that on here. We can use that in a second anyways, and that's going to give us space to actually pick up 1 or 2 of those garment boxes from up here, and we're going to go and bug ourselves in nicely. Absolutely click the wrong button, and then we're going to go and click make, and we will see what comes out of that in just a second. So then, with that part out of the way, we do currently have 3 wheels. Let's go and grab the 4th one, and you can also see that I've got even more component kits from killing even more hay bots, just, you know, made that on the side. We're going to have to pick all that up eventually too. But what we're going to do first things first is we're going to get this back onto the lift, and we are going to put some wheels onto this thing finally. It's been way too long at this point that this thing was just lying on its frame, and now it will finally be able to stand on its own feet, well, or wheels respectively, which is going to be absolutely beautiful. You can see that those springs are still very much weak as heck. I mean, technically, able to carry the weight of the vehicle when we actually do up the lift, or the strength of them. So that's something. Also, though, very back heavy, which is the intent, after all. But we're going to have to go and most certainly upgrade those springs a bit. We're going to go and upgrade a few other things. So let's grab some of these component kits and take care of that first and foremost to make sure that this works a bit more properly. You can see we even needed 2 upgrades right there to fully get that pushed back up. We're going to probably give this one a level of an upgrade up front too, because there is going to be more things coming up front eventually. But I think that is a lot better than it used to be, isn't it? Now, we're of course still missing a lot, like the wheel wells, the outer parts of the vehicle in general, but it is on its own wheels, which means that it is going to be drivable for us once we make all these beautiful connections, which is absolutely awesome. I think this is correct. Nope, this is wrong. We're gonna have to turn that around and left, right. Beautiful. And the engine is of course kind of turned off, so that is, you know, a bit of an issue. Unauthorized farming detected. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that one, so I mean, one way or another that was to be expected, I suppose. Why can I now not control? Or have I done something wrong here? Not that I would. I mean, we did turn up the power on that one. We do have gas in that one. Oh, we didn't connect those. Hey, there we go. Cool. That's this thing drivable, and holy wow, it's actually real fast, I'll have to say. I like it. I'm really enjoying that. I mean, it's going to slow down if we put a bit more weight on it, which is going to happen, but overall, it's kind of nice. Feels very balanced too for the time being. I think that's great. That's absolutely awesome. Now, what we will have to say here is that I'm kind of confused. This driver's seat is sunk in one more level, which I prefer because there's like a bit more protection that way. Just not quite sure. Is the difference here? I think the difference is actually... Wait. Gotta find out here. So that is kind of the same thing overall, right? I think what the difference is, and we should have a few blocks. We don't have that many because I had to push a lot of the wood I farmed into the wheels, of course. But I think that here is being the issue currently. And I can absolutely wait. Let's get that on the lift again. We are going to go and move this thing up. And I think, like, basically, we just need to sink this seat in one more, right? I feel like that is very much the case. So we would... Do we just use like 30 blocks on that? That's insane. But we're going to get them back, of course, from the ones that we do remove. So we're going to turn the engine off, first and foremost, before this thing zooms off without us, because that's absolutely 100% going to happen otherwise. Gonna take away all those. Oh, we're going to double check. Yeah, that's the way that we need things to be. So that goes there then. And maybe we actually kind of do this once more as well, because I do have to admit, I really liked how I sunk the buttons in like that on the other one and didn't have them protruding like this here. What is this currently even being used for? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, makes sense. So we can pick that one up. We can place that one right here like that. Sink it in nice and beautifully and connect that to the seat. Then we will reconnect all the wheels. We're going to connect the engine once more, and we're probably going to have to change the rotation again, double checking that. Oh yeah, we're on the lift still. Whoopsies. Let's get rid of that one. Boom. Cool. I'm stuck. There we go. Right, left. Cool. So that's all working properly. We will then subsequently go and turn the power back up. I think I'll actually maybe turn it to max like that. Woo! Okay, maybe not quite. Let's go one level further down, as I think we had it previously, because we don't want to flip like that, alright? Maybe that's going to kind of balance itself out over time as well, once this vehicle expands a bit more, but yeah. So, that is beautiful. That's absolutely great. That's the vehicle on its own 4 wheels, and actually movable and usable, which is nice for a start. Now, we were talking about this part here the last time, and Spastic Cube kind of commented on it down below in the comments, saying that it may just have been the friction keeping me from extending this, and he did not actually see any like major fault in terms of placing on my accord. So kind of happy for a start, I have to say, that I was not doing absolutely everything terribly wrong, and he was like, what in the world are you doing? So that's a good start, but also of course kind of annoying that it doesn't work that way. That said, well, I think we just kind of found the answer that that is not the reason. The question being, what is the reason then? And I have got absolutely no clue. Is the piston maybe just placed badly? Do I have to place this on top of here or something? Is it because there's like things around the piston? Nope. Oopsies. What am I doing wrong here? There must be something I'm missing. Well, now, maybe it's just that. Nope. I'm very confused. Like... Kind of unsure. Like, the thing is... Why does this one not work? I mean, we've worked with pistons like this all the time, right? Have I missed anything? Thinking about this, the way that this is put down, this has got blue arrows. Why does this have blue arrows? This goes there and that goes there. That thing I'm pretty sure does not have blue arrows. Maybe that's just due to the piston being lower level or something. Well, actually. Yeah, see, that one's yellow. So the question being why? Does that change anything? No. If we put a single block on there, does that change any? I'm really not sure what's going on there, to be honest. That's still yellow. There was some fancy effects going on and stuff, but... No connections? Oh yeah, right, I did... What? I'm kind of utterly confused now. Oh! Did I not play... Did I... What did I place the initial block on the last time? I'm kind of confused. But that seems to work. Which I guess is great. Kind of moving a bit too fast for my time. Well, actually, we'll have to see once we put mass on there, but... There we go, I guess. I don't know what the difference is. I have got absolutely no clue, and I would not be able to tell you. But it works. So... That's something, I suppose. We're gonna go and get this block kind of built again, and what in the world is all that? Didn't want to put that there. Yeah. Not really sure what to say about that one. I'm happy that it works. Let's put it like that. We're gonna just build things out here to make sure that I do not accidentally connect anything. You know, this, I suppose, does make it a bit easier for us, so that should be fine, I hope. And we will also go one down, like this, I suppose. Actually, expand that outwards too. And then we do that. And that already really is quite the counterweight, I have to say. I mean, it's great, you know, that it works that way already. I feel we're going to have to upgrade our rearward springs even more to cope with that weight. Just saying. But let's pull that back in for the time being. Woo! Yeah, it's really fast. I don't think we need to make that any faster. And we can, like, technically even... Whoopsies. Get that extended further out if we really wanted to. My question being, if I retract that, how far does that protrude past the rear of the vehicle? I think not far enough, to be honest. Like, considering the wheel well, it's going to probably end... Like, the wheel well, I feel, is going to end, like, there. Right? That is where the wheel well should about end. So... No, actually. That is totally wrong. The wheel well is going to end right here. And then we go to the back. To basically match that bumper part. So that is kind of where my wheel well would be. And where the bumper part would be. Now, how we do the bumper on this thing is going to be a good question, but this should be like the minimum length of the block overall, just to match the wheel well itself, and then we'll kind of see where to go from there. Now, what I'm kind of worried about here is placing this in the right spots and not on the actual concrete block, so let me go and do that one by one here real quick. To make sure that is fine, because of course I do want to separate the kind of space of the wheel well from the space of the actual weights. May actually keep this open here. I think that's kind of fine. We're going to go and shape out this part of the wheel well a bit too. Are we a bit high up here? No, it's fine, because if the thing is, if the springs actually compress, the wheels need to fit into here, so we can't really go further down with any of this, and it would just end up looking weird at some point. So I think something like that is totally fine. Kind of contemplating though whether we shouldn't go one further down like this to actually occlude this part right here. I mean, we would still have very sufficient, like, it wouldn't impact our, like, our ground clearance at all. So, I think that is the way to go for us. Let me go and, why is there a part missing right there? Let me double check that I didn't put any blocks onto that thing. I really hope I didn't. Oh, did my vehicle just get propelled forward by that? I think so. Okay, this should make it a bit easier and less worrisome to work on things for us. I think we will go and make a bit of a floor out here. That's sort of a bit of a loading bay, if that makes sense, to keep this concrete stuff in. Now, the thing is, I am slightly somewhat out of blocks here. Really don't like that part too much. But I suppose we can, for the time being, just steal a few from there. I mean, not even going to be able to finish that, am I? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I mean, we kind of need more blocks at this point, which is an issue. But I think you overall get the idea of what I'm trying to go for here in terms of design and placement of things. Overall, though, that works, which is sick. That's awesome. I'm not sure the block size is going to be the final one. We may end up extending it upwards and backwards a bit more so that we get more weight onto things. We may end up upgrading the piston so we can extend it further out to get more of a counterweight effect from it. But overall, that's kind of what I wanted to go for. You know, now we can just click here. Oh, you get a nice weight on the back, which is hopefully going to help us balance for the immense weight of these trees. We'll have to see. I think I'm pretty confident that we're going to have to expand that block in size, but that's going to be fine. And as I said previously, I may have some side ideas on how we can make this part even more effective, so I hope that is going to work out in the future. Also, something that we had lying around here, by the way. Ooh, boy. Yeah, that's an issue. Holy but Jesus. I mean, that's some good amount of weight on that spring. You know, it could do that. Oh, wow. I mean, that is quite massive. I did not think that these collectors would be that heavy. So, I'm pretty confident that we will have to expand that block quite significantly. Let's say that for a start. But yeah, so, I mean, I have made these previously to actually put in front right here. And we will most certainly go and put those in front out there eventually. But for the time being, just a little demo. Okay, yeah, I mean, we need to upgrade those springs one way or another. Even if we put more weight in the back. That and the saw blades, I think, is going to weigh quite a lot. So we're going to have to push a good bunch of component kits into that. Which is good, you know, we had a lot of those. So we may as well start using a few of them again. I'm totally fine with that. Let's go and push that like this, I guess. And we're going to do the same with the other set of springs. Get those nicely. Holy wow. That's really heavy. I did not expect things to be that bad for the front collectors. That's some insane way. I mean, we will have to most certainly do at least this. And I'm quite confident that we'll have to go, like, that much higher. We don't even have that much scrap stone anymore. At least not in our inventory. I guess we can grab some real quick and at least finish that expansion part out there, because, wow. That is insane, honestly. That is quite mad. We're going to go and finish things like that. And then when we extend that out, we can probably already see that we need to upgrade the back springs again too. Yeah. Wow. I mean, the piston isn't really enjoying this part either. You can see that this is kind of starting to sag, which I didn't think was going to be possible. But yeah, one way or another, I mean. Gonna have to work on that concept a bit more, but I hope that overall this is going to be a possibility and that it's going to somewhat work out for us. I think we will need a lot of component kits for this suspension. Like, probably going to have to work with like level 5 all around at the very least. So that's going to cost us a bunch. But overall, I like the concept. We're going to continue on this more in the next episode then. I feel we will hopefully have a good bunch more wooden blocks to actually continue shaping out the overall chassis that we're going to be working with. Even though I think, you know, the base shape we already have and it's very functional. There's a lot of things to design, like wheel wells, like protection for that central part with all the important stuff. And maybe eventually that on top part I was talking about. Then we will, of course, have to design the other conveyor mount up front. We'll have to design the whole part with the saw blades and the cage that I kind of want to make for the tree to keep it in. And there's going to be a lot of mechanics to design on this thing too. So we're far from done on this thing. As much as we can drive it, we can certainly not use it to log trees yet. And all that will certainly take a few more episodes. So very much looking forward to that. A good bunch more work to do on that. I hope you're all looking forward to it too and that you enjoyed this very episode. Of course, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.